Hi, my name is Ginger Alondra Canto, and today we're going to talk about the role of error and error treatment in English learning. So, managing errors in the English classroom. How can we, as teachers, be careful with this situation? Well, mistakes should not be viewed negatively. So, students are exploring the language, expanding their knowledge, so they are attempting to communicate. As teachers, the aim is to convert these errors into valuable experience and learning opportunities. Let's talk about error versus sleep. An error happens when the student don't know the correct rule yet. It's part of the learning development and the students usually cannot self-correct. Example, she go to school and sleep. It's a temporary mistake. The student actually knows the rule, uh, but for any reason, maybe in that moment, she or he forgets about it, but this is not a habit. For example, he goes, so he says. So he immediately reminds that and he's doing an error. So that's a sleep. So why do error happens? Well, because we have always the interference from L1, because we overgeneralize everything. So probably the lack of exposure or practice can lead to making mistakes. So the errors are evidence of learning, so not failure. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. Strategies for error correction. Well, we have several ways to correct a student. So one of can be direct correction. So teacher provides the correct answer. Another one would be indirect correction. Teacher indicates there is a mistake. There's also the self-correction. The student corrects themselves when they see and they making an error. They detect that, so they make the correction. Peer correction when the students, the other classmates help. So not all mistakes must be correct immediately, right? There's also one strategy that for error correction that is echo correction. So that's the when the student says a sentence that has a grammar mistake, so the teacher can rephrase that sentence in the correct way. So make the students repeat the correct way to write or say the sentence. So let's talk about now types of feedback. So, and there are several types of feedback. One of them, okay, I want to make emphasis in the most common types. So, I have the oral feedback, immediate and supportive. We have also the written feedback, useful for accuracy tasks. And also, we have the corrective feedback, improves grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and the positive feedback, the one that encourages confidence and motivates. So don't forget the motivation because that's very important. The thing that as teachers is that you cannot forget that motivation is one of the crucial objectives that we have so the student can learn. So the practical classroom example, let's talk about it now. So, for example, the student says she don't likes English. So we have here two grammar errors. Now, one should be does, and the other one, if we have does, then we don't need to write the S. So we have double mistake. So what's the teacher action in this case? So first, identify the problem. Number two, guide with gentle prompting. So you should rephrase the sentence or maybe say, you know what, remember the rules. So in a positive way, and also allow a student to try again. Okay, always allow the student to try again. And then you're right, she doesn't like English, so that's how it goes. Okay, don't forget. So when not to correct, when activity focuses on fluency, and we should not correct the students because we are looking for fluency. But when the student is nervous, because then it's gonna be worse. So the mistake doesn't block communication. If it's a little mistake that doesn't block the communication, okay, you can go for it. So that's when the student is building confidence. So try not to correct, because we don't want block the students and he or she loses motivation. No, and then, oh no, he or she probably won't come back to class. So um, here I have a reflection, a teaching reflection. So first of all, correcting errors is not punishing, and it is guiding, supporting, and helping students improve. Errors show learning is happening, so teachers must choose when, how, and why to correct. And also we are learning, so don't be so hard on yourself. Try to do it as much as you can, and try to give feedback for your students, and try to do it the best as you can, but don't forget that we are always learning. And well, I think that's it for today. So if you want to know more about this topic, you can check on British Council error correction, also writing correction code. Also, I recommend you to have a look practice of English language teaching, or how languages are learned by Live Brown. So don't forget Jeremy Harmer also. Those are good authors, so check it. Okay, bye.